Governor John Kasich on the GOP contender campaign trail. He's made some bizarre comments about Latinos living in the U.S. The governor spoke at a luncheon hosted at the posh Orange County Golf Club by a local political action committee. He began by praising Latinos, but then appeared to indirectly insult them and those particularly in the service industry, those workers. This is what he said, Nick. It's kind of hilariously awful. A lot of them do jobs that they're willing to do, and that's why in the hotel you leave a little tip. So not really sure where he's going with that. He started off, praising the work ethic of Latinos, that voting group 28 million strong. He's definitely going to need them if he has a prayer of clenching any sort of nomination. But his comment sort of is very telling of his frame of mind, where he is and how he feels, although backpedaling didn't seem to work for him.
Comes off, no matter what he's saying or whatever he meant to say, came off as extremely condescending, right? Don't forget he is at some posh golf club and he's talking about how we have to leave them a little tip, right? What a dick. I mean, look, this is extremely reminiscent of what Kelly Osbourne said on The View. Do you remember that? When she was like, well, Donald Trump, if you kick out all the Mexicans, then who's going to clean your toilets?
Right.
Everyone's
it's like, whoa.
Got Whoopi Goldberg like, whoa.
What's wrong with you?
Talking about, but I mean, hey, that's, not really surprising. It's not as bad as some of the other people that are,
You're right.
running for president on the GOP side. I'm not going to mention any names. But I do want to say, Mr. Huckabee, for example, he said something similar to this, although he was talking about the refugee crisis, okay? And he was saying how, we can't be so sure why these people are coming over. They might be coming here just because we have cable TV. They might be going to the U.S. or Europe just because they have cable TV. Are you freaking kidding me? These people are risking their lives. They're getting on boats, and you're going to make some harsh comment like that just to be, just to get your point across in some like really condescending way. It's ridiculous.
Don't you feel like though his comments about, just concerning immigrants in particular, this massive voting bloc, he's trying to appeal, he's trying to pander, and he's making them sound like the help. Like that's what he's doing with his context, without his comments without history, without context. You really can't backpedal. Once something like that's out there, I can see this soundbite replaying for him.
That's who he is, though. That's who he is.
And again, and you more to your point, candidates often have lopsided, bizarre, stereotypical views about specific groups, but his, more to the point, pervasive problem going on with some GOP contenders, and unfortunately, Governor Kasich, you've just identified yourself in that category.
Right, and you see people asking Trump at his speeches, what's the biggest problem? Oh, we got Muslims in this country, that's our biggest problem, That just speaks to what the GOPs are after, right? All they're talking about is immigration. That there's so many other things on the table that I wish they were talking about. They're simply completely looking over so that they could talk about this goddamn fence they want to build. Well,
Kasich, he went on to tell a story about his stay in a hotel here in Los Angeles, but at that point it was too late. Anyway,
yeah.
We'd love to know what you think about this story about Governor John Kasich, excuse me, I get those names mixed up. John Kasich and his comments about Latinos, this voting group in particular, and referring to them in a term that could be viewed as the help. Let us know what you think about that story. While you're at it, be sure to check out the rest of our channel and of course subscribe to the Lip TV for more.